Here we go, lads. Week number 3. Starting out on the Eternal Empire for this week's map. It will be a TVZ in the bottom left-hand corner. Can't believe they brought this map back. I think. No, this map reminds me of another one that used to be in the map pool. But anyway, in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Terran player, who is proven to be very cheeky. Eugooglizer. And in the top right-hand corner, the Zerg Paces in green. It is Gooby. Gooby! It's wrong on Discord. Alright, that's something else we might need to address. Dally, if you're here, we just need to have a good conversation about things that need addressed, man. This is probably one of them, what they're talking about right here in this match. So, anyway, with that being said, let's see what happens here, guys. Let's get into this. We have a TVZ with Gooby opening up in a very standard hatch gas pool. It looks like we might just see a Reaper opening, like a Reaper fast expand. It's a little too early to tell with Terran. Terran, it's what it comes down to is where the first building is placed, basically. Because if there's no barracks at the main ramp, they're being aggressive, obviously, but or being cheeky in some way. Like I said, you can just easily just move that barracks. And TVZ, you can move the barracks. TVP, any basic Terran vs matchup, you can move the barracks. And it's something that a lot of people don't think about sometimes. It is a bit of a mind game in that regard. Because, you know, if you get over here at this Overlord and see, oh, there's no barracks here at the ramp, well, that's questionable. But then again, if you do see a command center down, you know it's probably just been moved, or it was a bit of an attempt to throw you off. But if you got here in time to see that there is no barracks at this ramp, and you're like, oh no, it might be getting proxy, you're definitely going to react a lot differently. So anyway, let's see what we have going on here. It's everything pretty much standard so far. We do have a Roach Warren on the way. Roach Warren is a very safe tech to go for. It's kind of your balance between, you know, the Marine versus as far as a range unit goes. So I think Loco talked about this once upon a time. There was a talk about how the Marine versus like, or Zergling opened up basically works, because like in terms of being able to kite in the early games, Zerg really doesn't have a unit that does that. Like the Marine can kind of kite things back, and you have a ranged unit that is your base unit for Terran. It's kind of, in a way, it's kind of silly, but at the same time, that's just how it plays out. But it balances out once you pick up like roaches or anything with a range. Like, so Zerg really doesn't have a lot of that. No, think about it. They have, what do they have as far as range unit goes? That's ground. Roaches and Hydras? As far as the actual base units go, like Lurkers and Ravagers, in my mind, are just an extension of that unit. So, at the same time, it kind of falls into the same category. So, with that being said, the Roach and Ravager, I think they really only have 2. Yeah, they really only have 2 units that can, you know, play that role of being able to kite a unit. Or kite another army around, so... And even then, it's a very clunky feeling for those. Like, the Roach feels very clunky at times. Versus just like a bunch of Marines. Especially stemmed Marines. That's a lot of bios so far. This reminds me of Machine something else. There's a map. I'm going to have to look this map up now. But there was a map that this reminds me of. Maybe like Mechanized Empire, Mech Empire, or something like that. I forget what the name was. But it had that weird natural behind the main. So like this would be a main, and then there was like that weird area right back here where you could proxy units and proxy Stargates all day long there. I know what map it is. I just can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. It's like Mech Factory or something like that. Here we go. Got a bit of a 2-1-1 drop on the way. I wish I could get my timings down this good. My drops always come like 10 seconds after they usually should be in there. Like, so about 5 minutes or 30 seconds is about when this drop should be hitting. It's a great drop now. The way it's coming in is going to only be able to really reach the natural. There is a Spore Crawler here already. This Overlord might just catch it depending on the path it takes. Yep, okay, exactly. It's going to turn right there in that bottom corner. Right through the Overlord vision. And, yep, this is where it's going to get caught. Now, these roaches, we do have a little bit of defense here. Spore Crawler should be just enough to hold this off. There we go. First drop coming in. These Marines dropping into a very good position here between that Baneling Nest and the mineral line. Drones do get pulled off. Baneling Nest getting focused down here. It'll be a great tech structure to get picked off here and just get out. Like, once you get this, just pick up. Ooh, that Widow Mine about triggered on top of the Marines. Gooby actually getting pushed off here. That's a lot of... that bio getting a lot done here. Oh, but the huge Baneling connection will clean this up. Should just picked up right after that. That's what Eugooglizer, you got the damage done. I would have just gotten out with that drop and held on to it for a little bit. You know, there's just other things you can pick up, like this Overlord or this Overlord. You can rotate the drop somewhere else. And change up into Hellions with roaches out? I feel like this is meant to be a bio push with Hellbats, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, that's basically what this looks like. Yeah, the armory is on the way. But there was no army. Oh, but oh, I missed this. There is a fusion core out here. The first battle cruiser is on the way. Got a little bit distracted with that Baneling connection. It was a very beautiful Baneling connection. All those Marines just exploded all over the place. Third base all the way down for Eugooglizer. There's going to be 3 base or 3 base. There are Hydras out here, so this tech and the battle cruisers can go one of 2 ways. If there's a not big enough Hydra ball, oh, but there's a warp. This is something I've talked about so much. As someone who loves playing Terran units, I actively avoid playing battle cruisers because of how absurd they can be. And this is one of the reasons why. You just warp in across the map with no vision. Alright, I understand it's a double-edged sword. But when you can move and shoot and don't require vision to actually warp in somewhere, I feel there needs to be a trade-off to that, if you get what I'm saying. However, Gooby is pushing in here. There's only some Hellions out here. There's a tank. A GG is called out. I'm a little bit stumped here. Alright, I was not expecting GG to get called out here. Alright, so Eugooglizer will take a 1-0 victory in this series so far. As we move into game number 2. That was a bit of an interesting turn of events. I guess he felt he didn't have the units out to defend, and that the battlecruiser was going to get a lot more done, but at the same time, you definitely had an army there. I mean, you could have gone across and done something yourself. Sure, you may not have had the units, or something to counter the battlecruiser, but the battlecruiser would have had to come home to defend. I felt that was a bit early to tap out on that game. I feel it was a way too early to tap on that game, guys. There, Goob. Where are we going? Alright, so game number 2 here, guys. Let me get back to where we need to be. Alright, there we go. So in the bottom left-hand corner, currently up 1-0 with a battlecruiser. See, even they throw them off. Like, the countdowns, guys. The countdowns. Just... Anyway, alright, so anyway, in the bottom left-hand corner, it is Eugooglizer up 1-0 in the series off a battlecruiser. that honestly caught me off guard. Like, I was expecting him maybe to pull the battlecruiser back when I saw him move out across the map. I'm not sure if the battlecruiser killed everything. We'll have to go back and look at that after we get done with this, but... So anyway, in the top right-hand corner, we do have Gooby down 1-0 in this series. Let's see if Gooby can tie it up. There's a bit of an interesting change-up. So we do have the hatch gas pool once again. So standard opening so far from both sides. What will be going on this game? So nothing too cheeky just yet. I think from what I've seen from Eugooglizer is there are certain matchups he will be more aggressive in. Clearly, so in TVT, you saw him do some proxy reapers and bounce back from the proxy reapers and get ahead, and manage to just have a better army overall in the late game as well. In TVP, we've seen him be super aggressive and kind of cheeky with the proxies and the marauders. But so far, TVZ feels like he's been playing a little bit more standard, minus the battlecruiser there. But overall, that's what it feels like it's come down to. Like, it depends on this matchup. Because again, once again, he's gone for that fast expand. He didn't try to do any kind of cheeky bunker pressure or anything like that, bunker rushing or anything like that. So anyway, hatchery does finish up here for Gooby. Overlord in position to check out what's going outside the natural. Now, a lot of players will do this. They will just, float their Overlord over. Wait a couple minutes and then poke on in. Maybe come in a little bit more to see what is on the side of that barracks, because that is honestly one of the big tells of what you're going to be coming up against here. We should see this get lifted as soon as that factory is done. Couple Marines start up. Yep, there we go. On the other side of the map, that Reaper did, popping out here. Looks like he got no kills, but did get a little bit done. Force a little bit of that APM to come up here. Getting our poke around, see what's going on. He will get in here, harass these drones, wasting the grenade. He's going to have to try and get that out. He will get that one drone. There is a queen here on the way out. Will it be enough? No, the Reaper will get out with 4 HP left. Right now, we should see a couple Hellions follow up here after this swap. We do have... Oh no, there's another barracks here. So another 2-1-1. I'm wondering if he'll opt for that battlecruiser again. Only time will tell, but that would be a very interesting turn of events to see another tap to a battlecruiser. Now, keep in mind, I haven't watched these replays, guys. I have not watched any of them beforehand. These are all fresh, straight out of the gate. Reaper does get cleaned up though. Third base down for Gooby. There we go. We do see the spot between the starport and that factory. 1 medevac. 2 medevacs? Does he know? Does he know? He's only got 1 medevac on the way. Does he not have the gas? He doesn't have the gas. He only got 1 started up. That's actually going to delay the push a little bit if you have to wait for that, or it's going to delay the timing here a little bit. For this drop, okay, there's a second medevac, but it might be still be a little bit late. A little bit of oversaturation. You see the drone transfer here for Gooby. Bailing this down. So he does have the tools to deflect this push once again. I'm just curious as to what the change or what is going to happen to Eugooglizer. Eugooglizer has been a bit of a interesting case to watch as he plays, because he's done a couple different builds. And once again, thanks for using the Game Heart VOD, guys. Greatly appreciate it. Now, this drop does fly out directly over top of these medevacs. There we go. We do see the reaction. Oh, there's a drop lord here. So this could be a follow-up after this drop is deflected. SCV looks like he's wanting to go play with the medevacs. He's like, wait for me, guys, and just gets trapped. Anyway, Spore Crawler is down. No, 2 Spore Crawlers here. He's just going to rotate the drop straight up to the natural. There is another Spore Crawler here as well. He will unload in the natural base. Where are the Banelings? The Banelings are on the way in. They got to get on top of these Marines. And barely gets any kind of... Oh, there we go. There's the connection we were looking for. Cleans up the drop. The drop completely wiped off the map. And overall, if we just take a look here, everything lost? Not a whole lot. Berserk. Terran losing a little bit more there. What is the follow-up? Looks like more bio. Looks like we're going to see a little bit of a Widowmine push as well. Oh, the Baneling drop. Here we go. Let's see what it gets. We'll have to keep an eye on this drop, see what it gets done. Another drop getting loaded up for Terran as well. Flies right through the vision of that Overlord. So, nope. Zerg should know it's coming. Oh, this Overlord does get spotted. But does he know? I don't think he knows. I don't think he knows what was actually in that Overlord. It was going to be scary. A couple Widowmines making their way up here into that 3rd base. They're going to siege up just outside the 3rd. Drop heading into the main base, it looks like. This is like a lull right before the storm. Here we go. Drop unloading. 1 Marine down. 2, 3, 4 Marines down. Once again, folks, is a bit split. Not a lot going to get done as they still had to unload. Looks like the medevac will get picked off as well. Alright. There was some more movement here. A couple more Widowmines sieging up outside of Creep. I love the positioning on these Widowmines. Anything that comes out is going to have to trek across these, right? So there's only a couple of the ways around, but due to the way the pathing is going to work, but here we go, Overlord's floating on it. Overlord speed is done. 13 SCVs in for the picking. The drop comes in and cleans up 6 SCVs. Overall, not bad. Definitely getting a little bit of damage there. I'm definitely getting even more worker lead here. Gonna wall off the side of the 3rd base here. But as I was saying, these Widowmines here are in a place where anything that comes out across them due to pathing will have to go straight through them. Let's see if it happens. Let's see if it happens. I'm gonna look away and it's gonna end up blowing things up. What are we doing? Gooby. What are you gonna do, Gooby? What are you doing with these wings? Oh, here it comes! Oof. Big oof! That's losing a little bit of some links there. But the response from Eugooglizer, he is going to push out here. Widowmine is going to go ahead and burrow. The first shots go off. Big connections from these Widowmines. There's not a lot here left to defend as these Marines will be able to keep pushing. Another Widowmine sieges up. Great connection on that Overseer. It is almost down. Pushing this army all the way back into the 3rd. And with that, the army supply heavily in favor of Eugooglizer. He's just going to press his advantage as these Banelings trying to morph right on top of the army of Terran. Will they finish? Drones getting pulled off the line. Banelings do finish up. Some great connections coming out here, but the reinforcement, another drop heading up towards that 4th base that just came up. These medevacs here healing nothing here. Just need to leave, please. Please, thank you. But anyway, the drop going to unload outside the 4th base. Now, there is some creep here. This is going to get spotted. Gooby, you've got to react to this. You got to come over. You got to bring that army over. This is going to get a lot of damage done. Just now finding out about it as the drop commences. 3 more drones getting cleaned up here. 6, 7 drones. This base is under fire. We do have some response here. There is a Widowmine in this drop, not being burrowed. But the positioning on these Marines, the Lings can't quite get a full surround. There's a lot of Lings that get traded out just to clean this drop up. And the army supply is heavily in favor of Eugooglizer after that entire engagement. Trading more efficiently, Terran definitely getting more value out of this army comp. Sticking with the Marine Marauder, Widowmine, the classic 4 M's. So good. Gooby's like broke here. Gooby's kind of trying to figure out what to do. Just trying to find some damage on the map at this point. You will pick up a couple SCVs, and it will possibly get the lift on this base. Moving that Overlord out of this. He's actually going to get the kill in this base. It's actually kind of big. I mean, that at this point, Terran's still on 3 base. Gooby is up to 4, so he is keeping that base count lead. But Terran with the mules, you know. Oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no! Ooh, okay, that wasn't as dramatic as it could have been. That wasn't as dramatic as it could have been. Gooby is trying to rotate this army. He wants to get in on the other side of the map. Looks like he's trying to actually move towards the middle. But here we go, the biopressure, or that push coming up from the south here after that engagement. The Widowmine burrowing right on top. Oh, what a connection on top of the Terran army, forcing the pickup. A lot of these units are battered and bruised. The medevacs are battered and bruised. There's not a lot here. Is there enough for Zerg? It doesn't look like it. Drones getting pulled off the line once again. 2 drones to fall so far. He's trying to chase down these drones. The Queen going to get picked off. The Spore Crawler's actually cleaning up some of these medevacs. But Gooby, you've got to hold on. You just got to hold on here, and you should be alright. But the reinforcements Terran, the conga line is on the way. Eugooglizer knows. He smells the blood in the water. He's looking for that kill. Some of these Baneleys detonating on top of the Marauders here. But again, a scan coming down. Making sure he can pressure safely. There should be another ball coming. And this is where the macro machine of Terran begins to really start to shine. When you just can pump out an army, lose that army, reinforce with another army, and just continue to produce behind it. So much damage being done, and there it is. GG gets called out. Eugooglizer takes the 2-0 victory. And that will close out the series. Guys, that's all I got for you today from Group B. We'll probably tackle Group C or Group D tomorrow. Until then, let's go play some Rocket League or something like that.